Hi everyone, my name is Ravi and welcome back to another consulting case video where we are going to discuss about a consulting problem which has already been taken in one of the previous sessions of DBA. Now let's go ahead. The problem title for today's case consulting case is identifying innovative and sustainable use of premier venue. So this particular problem lies in hospitality industry. It was taken up in 2024, ninth cohort of ninth cohort of the DBA. So, firstly, I'm going to be reading out the case description. I'll try to read and sentence by sentence, I'll try to decipher it. I'll try to comprehend what I have understood by reading the case. I'll try to discuss a very overview of the problem which has been put forward. I'll try to identify okay what has been the ask of the client, what is the thing they wanted to achieve. So I'll try to be very varied. I'll try to cover as much points as I can. What I'm understanding, it's going to be a very brute force kind of way. So let's go ahead. So opened in 2010, a premier venue known for hosting the horse race faces challenges with underutilized space outside of major events. This project seeks innovative and sustainable strategies to enhance year-round footfall and revenue. Okay, so what I understood by till here, that there is a big premium venue which is a horse, basically a horse race course, and they wanted to basically utilize that space for year-round recreational activity so that they can make money the year round. The DBA analyzed the venue, identifying strategic partnerships and exploring diverse market segments to diversify income streams. This project aimed to benchmark global best practices and propose feasible initiatives to optimize the venue's culture, hospitality, and sporting offerings. The goal was to transform the venue into a dynamic destination, ensuring ongoing economic viability and community engagement beyond seasonal peaks like major events. Okay. Uh, so uh, uh, Firstly, I'll try to get into the problem space which the client is facing. So this problem statement is definitely very unique, and it is a very evident and pertinent problem, basically. So, like if you take up any stadium, for example, in order to build that stadium, it requires a lot of investment, a lot of money is being involved. But if you actually look at the revenue generation from it, it is actually quite uh, you know not utilized at its fullest, I believe, because the way the stadiums generate revenues, or sporting arenas generate revenue, is very kind of seasonal in nature. Like if a stadium just focuses for sporting activities, then it is only going to make money when the major sporting events happen. Otherwise, the round the year, it's not profitable. And Also, it requires a lot of maintenance charges or maintenance cost which is involved in handling big stadiums. So all in all, I think definitely it's a problem which is not only uh, the client is facing, but I think the problem is a very worldwide problem. Like I think every major big stadium is facing this issue. So the problem statement is really huge. It's really very relevant. Uh, Now, if you look at how can we solve this problem, so sorry, a lot of I'm doing a lot of adjustments sitting. So yeah, so if we look at how can we solve this problem, so definitely uh, the idea is to how can we have some certain other events also which could take place in the state in the stadium, or here in case the horse race, so that uh, the footfalls are maintained the year round, and year round the revenue generation is happening. So uh, although the solution for it looks very straightforward, okay, that let's have some let's organize some events, and the people will come in and tickets will be sold and the problem is solved. But actually that is not the case, because whatever the solution, which is being proposed, it has to be done in a very sustainable and innovative manner. And I think that is being reflected in the problem statement as well. It is written identifying innovative and sustainable, because anybody could give this solution. Okay, have more events, have more musical festivals or stalls, but we also need to cross check that is it innovative, is it sustainable. Reason being, because if we have, for example, let's take horse race for example. If we have a horse race court, and I am organizing a musical festival or musical events in the vicinity, it is actually not a very sustainable approach. Reason being, because horse since it's a horse race course, so there's a huge chances that at any given point of year there might be few horses which is being being present in the stadium. Like for example, there might be some people who are training with their horses, or there might be some horses might be being just parked for by from by their owners or by athletes. So there's a likelihood of horses and animals being present. So if we put musical festivals, so musical festivals will have blaring voices, a lot of noise, and that's definitely not definitely going to harm the animals. So if you be see, that is it's not a very sustainable approach. So, and the same, like music festivals can be a solution for a stadium which is like a football stadium, that can be solution to that, but it cannot be solution to this horse race course. So we need to identify a solution which is very sustainable, so that's important. And the second one is being innovative. By innovative, we mean that uh, how can we have events envisioned in such a way that it reflects the historical significance of the horse race course. It increases the repute of horse race course. So somewhat we need to plan out in that way. Like no, can we like we need to ask questions like, can we have an events, or can we have special shops or maybe museums which showcases the historical events or activities, or the milestones which have been achieved in that horse race course. So the idea is here, like the idea over here is, with the parallel activities which we are going to design, they should definitely be generating many revenue, but they should also be uh, increasing the repute or the significance of the the sporting event of the sporting area. So I think that's where we need to be innovative, and we need to bring in little innovation. How can we do it? So that was so that was it, the whole idea about what I got from reading this case description. uh, and uh, uh, so uh, yeah so so in the later slides, I'll be discussing more about how what's the I'll try to basically distill down. Okay, what's the objective of the client? How gonna be achieve? How we can achieve that vision of that client of the client's objective, and what could be the potential roadmap of the roadmap of the implementation of the strategies which we propose. So that's which we are going to cover in the upcoming slides. And uh, so yeah, let's go ahead. All right. So right now we have discussed the objective of the client in a very brute force way, in a very holistic way. So now I have written down in a very crisp manner so that we could adhere, and we could be focused on what the client is really wanting. So the objective here is they want to transform the venue into a vibrant year-round destination by leveraging its culture, hospitality, and sporting potential to boost the footfall and revenue sustainably. So it's very crystal clear from the statement that we need to transform the venue into a place where year-round footfalls are occurring. That could ultimately boost the revenue growth for the stadium, and this entire thing has to be done in a very sustainable manner, and also making sure that culturally it is uh, enhanced. The cultural aspect of it is also enhanced. So in order to achieve this objective, I diversified into it into three term goals which we need to achieve and put. So I diversified into three term goals which we can do it. One is to firstly focus on short term goals, and which is to maximize which is maximizing space utilization with innovative events and partnerships. So yeah, so the first thing which we should go forward is, like, we need to do a very thorough analysis of, okay, what is the space which is available to us, which we can utilize it for other events. So this, I think, this particular activity has to be done in a very thorough manner. It has to be done with a lot of diligence, so that we can arrive at a number, okay, that this much square feet of area is available to us, which we can utilize it. And also in that space which is available to us, we need to again uh, verify, again compartmentalize, okay, this much of area is suitable for hosting events, this much of area is suitable for hosting stalls, this much area is suitable for shops. So I think the first goal needs to be, let's do a very due diligent space studies, so that we could have a number in front of us, that okay, this much of area is available to us, and that area. So the idea is to do a very due diligent approach, and let's arrive at a number. uh, and once we have a number, then I think we can go forward, and then we can decide upon what things we could include in our offerings. So that should be the short term goal. The mid-term goal is diversify income streams by targeting new market segments and offerings. So the mid-term goal is, like, once we arrived at a number, we need to see now how can we uh, optimize our offerings to its fullest. Like, for example, if we have an area of maybe 500 approx, let's say 100 square meters, or 100,000 square meters, and now we need to, in devise it to plan now what we can, how can we utilize it. So the idea is here not to give that entire area into shops or stalls, but the idea over here is, now how can we have maximum offerings within the space given available to us. Like, I think instead of only going for shops and stalls, like, we should be very creative in this midterm goal. Like, okay, what is the selling point, what is the significance of that area? Is it enthusiasts which are going to come in, or is it the normal people who are going to come in? So we need to, like, do some bit of bring do bit of creativity over here, and we should be going with a lot of permutation combinations. I think we should have stalls at some place, we should have uh, dedicated merchandise stores at some area, then we can have a museum which could be showcasing the historical significance of this stadium. So the idea over is, let's have a maximum offerings, let's give maximum offerings to the people coming in, and then let's decide upon that, okay, which kind of offering is giving us the maximum return, like where the most kind, which offering is experiencing the most traction. So the idea, the midterm goal needs to be, okay, let's explore what are the avenues we could offer to the consumer, to the people coming in. Then coming the long term goal, once we know that this much area is available to us, once we have uh, played around all the permutations and combinations, and we have arrived at a option that, okay, these two kind of offerings are selling, and these kind of offerings are not working. So once we arrived at both these factors, I think then we need to consider it, bringing in a long term game, like, okay, how can we take this up in a very sustainable, in a long term fashion. So that should be the long term goal. And also in the long term goal, if you may see, so it is written community centric sub, ensuring economic sustainability beyond single peak. So one word I would like to bring the highlight over here is community centric. So the idea over here is, how can we include the local ecosystem in our offerings, like, what can we do so that we can also see maximum participation from local businesses as well. If we can, help local businesses in any way, I think that is going to be a very win-win situation for us and also for the people around the region, small businesses around the region. So it is to look at for smart partnerships with the local businesses, and I think doing that will be a very good decision. So that was about the goals and the objectives. Yeah, so let's look at the strategy which we can adopt in to solve the problem and to meet the short-term goals, mid-term goals, and the long-term goals. So, having already discussed that as a short-term goal, it is very imperative that we need to do a through and through and thorough study of the space. Like, what is the estimate space which is available to us? We need to arrive at a number, so that's very important. So, the first strategy which we need to do is to know how much space we have and how much value optimization that amount of space can bring in. So if we have, for example, less space available, therefore we can we need to have a very different approach as we compared to the case when we have a large space. So the idea is to be ready for all kind of case scenarios. So that's number one, to do the value optimization thing. And to do that, it is important to do the studies of space. The second is target market expansion. So this is quite an interesting point, I'll say. So basically, what I mean by market expansion is that while envisioning, planning the offerings, we should try to have offerings in such a way that it could attract a large pool of people. For example, like if we have only musical festivals, uh, organized in the vicinity, uh, merchandise selling shops, so more likely the chances are only youth is going to get attracted from it, right? So we need to have offerings in such a way that okay, even people of older age can come in, right? So the idea over here is like, let's have something for everybody, right? So like, we can have, for school going children, we can have museum, small museum which could attract school going children. Then we can have some leisure activity, or like hospitable area, like something like cafe, sports horse race themed cafe, which could, we could lease out for business activities. Like business people can come in and uh, can utilize the space for their meeting. So I think the idea over here is, let's expand the market. Let's not only stick to one kind of people, one kind of crowd. Let's target everybody. So that's market expansion strategy. The third one is strategic partnership. So already touched that point in the long term goal. Like, in order to be really create a winning formula, we need to make sure that we are community driven. And to do that in a real sense, it is very important for us that we are including as many local people as possible, as many local businesses as possible. And that could happen when we partner with them, make strategic alliances with them, and create a win-win situation for them as well, and for us. We can invite small shops, and give them space in the vicinity and tell them, okay, no, you can run the shops over here, and you can do your business, you can sell your goods from here. So I think that would be a good idea. It is going to create a very positive environment as well among in the society, in that in the region nearby. So uh, strategic partnership is the third crucial point. The fourth is diversified offering. So that I already touched upon in market expansion. That is, let's not stick to one kind of offering. Let's have multiple avenues and let's explore multiple type of stuff as we can. Like, let's have some music festivals. Let's have some stalls, museums, small recreational activity facility, or maybe cafe, which could be corporate theme, so that corporates can come in and have their meetings. So I think diversity by offering is also a good strategy to go forward. The fifth point is about global benchmarking. So uh, having said that, in a very early, this kind of problem is very pertinent, but it is uh, not it is very solvable ideas, it is very solvable also, but not all, it's not seen in a very common way that stadiums are solving. So if we do it in a, whatever we do in this case, it's going to create a kind of standard, and other people will follow it. So it is very important for us to make sure that whatever the practices which we are adopting are of global standard, are sustainable, and are done in a proper way, so that uh, even others can copy from it, others can learn from it and get inspired from it. So uh, whatever we do, let's do it in a from a very global perspective. Let's set standards internationally. The last but not the least is the sustainability focus. So that was sustainability keyword was also there in the problem statement. So whatever we do and go forward with the offering, we should make sure that it is eco-friendly. It should be sustainable. It should not be having any adverse effect on environment, and it aligns with consumer values as well. So sustainability focus is very crucial. Uh, just like to sum up it again. So strategy, the first strategy needs to be value optimization. Let's do a through and through study of the space available. Let's come at a number, and then once we have a number in place, we could decide upon what kind of offering we could bring in. The second is market expansion. So let's not stick to one kind of crowd. Let's try to attract as many people as we can. Let's not stick to only youth coming in. Let's try to attract family audiences, corporate clients, and tourists, so on and so forth. And that can only happen when we have diversified offerings. Like we can have musical festivals which could attract youth. Then we can have cafe themed restaurant, corporate themed restaurants which could attract the corporate center, the corporates, the big corporates. We could also have stores. We could have museums and educational, small educational sectors which could invite and attract the school going students. And in order to do it, I think one of the good ways is strategic partnerships, which is also the part of a strategy. That in order to be truly be the market leader, let's be community driven. Let's try to create a very comprehensive and harmonious ecosystem around this venue business, so that all the local businesses also nearby are getting benefited from it. That is important part of strategy. Then global benchmarking, whatever we do, we need to do it in such a way that we are setting standards which are which we can represent internationally. Even it could, state people from around the world could get inspired from it. So let's, whatever we do, let's do it with the global benchmarking. And last but not the least, having already discussed so far, sustainability. Let's, whatever we do, let's do it in a sustainable manner, eco-friendly manner, and not harming the stadium, the horse race course. So that is very very important. Now let's move to another slide. So up until now we discussed about the brute force approach. We discussed about what could be the potential strategy for it, to solve the problem. Now it is now we'll look at the roadmap, uh, how we are going to implement the solution for the client. What's the best roadmap the client could follow in. So the first, in year one, the client needs could focus on launching pilot activities and forging key partnerships. So uh, 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 in businesses like this, when we are offering entertainment business, it is very difficult to predict what kind of activity people will like. Like, like maybe some regions might have a lot of youth population in vicinity. So naturally, having events, festivals is definitely going to be huge success in areas where educational colleges are there in nearby. So in areas like that, uh, what, there are more likely chances of museums doing well. So the idea over here is, let's have multiple offerings, let's have as many pilot activities, initiatives as we can, and then see what kind of traction each kind of initiative is facing. Like, let's keep a track on the traction, and see which kind of activities giving is attracting the large number of crowd. so that we could know, okay, this activities are getting the most number of crowd, therefore we need to invest on that particular kind of activity and build our strengths over that activity. So that's number one. Let's have as many pilot activities as we can. Then second is, the second part of the year one would be forging key partnerships. So all, already we discussed in one of our strategies that it is very important to be community driven. So in when we envision that we need to create social impact and be community driven as much as community driven as possible, we need to make sure we have as many alliances as we can, partner with as many shops as we can, small business as we can. And and it's very natural when we go with such a wide extensive network of partnering. Some partnerships will not work, some are going to work better than we expect. So we need to be ready with all kind of scenarios. And therefore the idea over here is, let's discover as many partnerships as we can, and then discover, okay, some of the partnerships are not going well, therefore we can terminate the contract and can focus more on the partnerships which are going good. So year one, in concluding sense, I'll say let's have as many pilot activities as we can. Therefore, we'll know what is working in our favor, what is working not in our favor. And similarly, let's explore as many partnerships as we can also, so that we can know what kind of partnerships are bringing what values, and therefore we can know, okay, this kind of partners will have a more better value, so we can focus on that. So year one should be an year of experimentation basically. Then year two should be the year where we are chasing excellence. So once we know that uh, these particular activities are bringing maximum audience, and these particular local businesses are our more trusted partners, so why not let's create an excellence over it. Now we need to solidify our position, like, okay, like we discover that our partnership with cafe A or shop A is giving us a maximum return. Now let's solidify our position, let's make it something, let's chase the excellence. Now let's now make that particular stalls or group of stalls uh, international, at a global level. How can we make it and match it to the global level? So year two should be the year of excellence where we are solidifying our position. Then from year three onwards, what we need to do is, like, once we have offerings in our place, once we have partnerships in place, we need to make sure how can we do it sustainably in a year round manner. Like, it should not have a seasonal peaks or downs. Let's make sure that we have a sustainable amount of crowd coming in throughout the year, a sustainable business coming in throughout the year. So year three, it should be, we should chase predictability. Let's do something, let's do the business in such a way that we are getting predictable numbers. So that is the roadmap for year one, two, and three. And all the strategic approach which I discussed ensures that we are making sustainable growth. By sustainable growth, I mean that it should not come at the cost where we are harming the environment, or where we are harming or uh, doing disjustice with the values of the, the the relevance of the place. The second is increased community engagement. Again, very important. We need to make sure uh, our efforts need to be community driven. We are helping the local businesses in the vicinity to thrive as well. And let's creating a hub where the where the lovers and the fans of that particular sports are coming. So let's create a community engagement. And last and not the least, we are actually the approach should ensure that we are doing an optimized utilization of the venue's full potential, right? So that was all about it. And I enjoyed discussing this session as well. So one other thing I would like to say, I did a lot of you know laptop adjustment, so probably that would not I should have been more careful regarding that. But I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I enjoyed speaking. and I really learned a lot about it while discussing. And I hope with each and every consulting case discussion, I'll improve myself, improve my uh, communication skills, my articulation skills, and yeah, that's what one can always do to thrive, to become the best. So yeah, let's meet in another case consulting interview. Bye.